Everybody, let me know if you can hear us in the comments. Sorry for the little bit delay. We got about 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes or so. Live Q&A before we start work for the day. So if you can in the comments, let me know if you can hear us. But other than that, how's Kansas been going, Wes?
It's been going good. Working our butts off. Working our butts off like crazy, man. We pretty much got your bus buttoned up. Just a few little details to do still yet. Then we've been working pretty hard on a roof raise. Had a guy come from Massachusetts. Drove his bus down here, and I've been working on it for the last, what we had up 10 days now, I think.
11 days today.
11 days will be today, and hopefully we'll have her finished today. So.
And then, so basically Thanksgiving weekend, Thanksgiving Day, so when we started painting the bus, got it done that weekend. And then immediately after, like, even before my bus was done, we started, or Wes started on the roof raise and just been doing that.
Skoolie channel.
Yeah, Jack says that the video feed is fuzzy. We're dealing with a little bit of tricky internet here.
Yeah.
So we will get some questions answered if any of you guys have any particular questions.
Oops.
Little feedback loop there. At least we know they can hear us.
Yeah, we heard us.
But other than that, just busy here working in Kansas. As you can see, we're a little bundled up today. It is getting a little chilly, but we are working on the roof raise in a building. It doesn't have any heat, but it is nice to be out of the overcast. And it's not like it was freezing rain last night, so definitely glad to be out of the elements with that. But other than that, just been busy with projects here. So with my bus, just finishing up the doors, the ceiling of the bathroom. I think that's it, right?
Yeah, I got to get your doors put on and adjust the latches on them so they'll stay closed nicely. And then we'll need to get some seals, probably, maybe.
Yeah, some seals, and then putting a gray tank underneath the bus as well. I think it was 40 gallons of gray water storage. Doug, thanks for the comment on the school bus being painted. It's really awesome having this bus painted. There's multiple times where I'm pulling up in the car, and it's still very weird to see the bus painted.
Pull up from the street, man. It's kind of weird seeing it all white and black still.
So Ernie said that the video quality is so poor that he can't tell the difference of who is who.
Wow.
So I'm Chris.
I must be Wes.
Jago, totally inspired by you guys. Hopefully you get on the road as well. It's a lot of work, a lot of effort. We were just talking about the roof raise we're doing now. Like, we were doing rivets, and I was just kind of spacing off of interior builds as the roof raise was going up, and it is definitely a lot of work.
Kobuck for president. I think that's a good call.
I definitely agree with Kobuck for president. Pretty competent pup. Bill, have you ever figured out how much you put into that bus dollar-wise? How much do you think you have into yours?
On average on mine, I think I've got right at about 30,000 in it. That's with the solar and the purchase of the bus and everything. That's complete. Granted, I use a lot of recycled and repurposed materials in my bus, so that lowered the cost. Just more manual labor, preparing it. So about 30,000.
And I'm about 50,000 into mine, and I bought all my material new, pretty much all of it new, besides small stuff like some tiles and stuff I got secondhand. But I was able to keep my costs down a lot just by working with companies for particular gear. Like my solar gear was very discounted. Dickinson stove, the sink, the Berkey, the fridge, I got all discounts on. So that helped a ton. I think if I had to pay for this bus outright, like all the gear in here, I'd probably be closer to 75, 80, I would guess. But hopefully it stays nice and safe on the road, so I don't have to worry about replacement costs and any of that stuff. How is Steve? Steve was my man bun. I named it.
I didn't know that.
Because people were giving me crap about it, so I had to give it a name.
That's right. Well, What is Steve now? He's kind of evolved a little bit.
Steve is my hair is getting so long. I don't know if you guys can even see this because the internet, but my hair is super long now, and I got a Viking tail going on right now. So I still don't know what I'm gonna do with it, to be honest.
You're doing it.
Is Wess? I'm guessing he meant Wess. Is Wess working for free? Nope, I'm paying Wess to help, and we do like work trades. I'm helping him with the Skoolie roof raise for him. I'm helping me with my bus, so it's barter system with payment on there too. And I did that with Jim and Debbie too. Jim Frozen, did you get that floor heat working? Pump prime? No. So the floor heat is not working. It is chill. It's like the only time I want to work on it is when it's cold. And I don't want to drag the hose in here and deal with it when it is cold. But right now we're both hooked up to electric. So we're able to run electric heaters and the mini split. And when I kick on the Dickinson Marine with all those, it warms it up in here really nice. So I really don't have to worry about it right now. Like tree growing out of the mutant's head in Fallout 1. I haven't played Fallout 1. Falcon, are you going to fix how low the gin bay is to the ground? You want to get that one?
How do we fix it? I mean, that's just how it is. Honestly, it's only about 1.5 inches lower than the rest of the storage bays that were already pre-existing on this bus, so it should be just fine. And it's right behind that front tire, so it's not like it's right in the middle of the wheelbase, you know, where it could possibly drag over a hump or something. So it should be okay. Chris is just gonna have to be a little careful, you know, going over a few things.
Yeah, I think the only thing I'd really have to worry about is high centered going over road tracks and stuff. But so far, typically with the bus, I've been really good about scouting out areas beforehand. And now that I have since I've had the tow car, before I go down any crazy roads, I park the bus, detach the tow car, and go explore and check out the land and see what it's doing down there. Yes, it is a lot of work, Jim. Janos Varga, Gin set is installed. No, it's not installed yet. So that is part of finishing up the underbay of the bus.
Guess we got to do that. Also, we got to put your gray water tank under there as well. So we got a little bit of job to do catching up.
But like I mentioned before, if you saw the video, the build video, just hooked that thing up to propane and a battery to start it, and the thing started right up, and it probably had been started in 2 years. So those Honda generators are awesome. I'm excited to get that in there. Are you going to go up to Alaska in the bus? Eventually I want to go up to Alaska, but I got a lot of business stuff happening here in the States. And to be honest, in terms of tiny home tours and filming and everything, it's amazing up there, but you are very secluded in terms of getting work done. Like here in the States, I could, if I wanted to, I could bounce down to Arizona today and start filming tomorrow if need be. So it's good to have that option, because the tiny home videos is the main source of income funding all this. So that's priority for right now, but eventually I want to get up there. Toby, is the bus air ride? If not, is it feasible to have? So you don't have air ride, right?
I don't. Mine's definitely a lesser bus. I'd say it's feasible for sure. It's definitely a little bit more comfortable ride, but honestly, just with regular, steel sprung, leaf springs or whatever, the way these buses get loaded up with all the weight through the build, they become pretty cushy anyway, just because of that load on the springs. So they're not too bouncy or bumpy. Too bad. Granted, there are some pretty bad roads in the U.S. here and there that'll play toll on it, but mostly it's feasible. Yeah.
Yeah, and mine has a rear air ride, and I definitely enjoy it. Definitely helps out, because sometimes when I film back roads, bouncing up and down, and with all the stuff in the bus, it definitely helps having air ride. Looks like a bulldog, and Kobuk is finally using the window. You want to grab Kobuk?
Gobies, come here, Gobies. Come on, Gobies. Yeah, boy. Oh yeah, good boy.
So this is actually
kisses.
A stuffed animal that I got that is Kobuk, but it's for me while Kobuk is back with G. So Kobuk's back with G. So Kobuk there is actually using the
Kobe's supposed to be in the video too.
Yeah, there he is. And a lot of times I'll see that sitting around, I'm like, holy crap, there's a dog in here, and realize it's just a stuffed animal. RV Horizons, why do you still have that number on your windshield? I believe it's 0201. It is still there because people always ask about it. That's why it's still there. Those 0201s are going to be on the bus for the remainder of the time that I own the bus until they eventually wear off somehow. I don't know how they're going to wear off the inside, but I'm actually thinking about in the front putting 0201. And somebody made comments on the video of actually keeping that yellow and black part up there because it's kind of like reminiscent, like it's
of what it was.
Yeah,
true, and it doesn't look horrible up there. You could keep it.
I don't know. I just like kind of attributing the past to what things were. So that's why I keep the 0201s. That's how it started. You know, back 3.5 years ago, somebody wrote that on the windshield to get rid of an old bus, and it transformed into this. So it just always reminds me of what it was and how much work's been put into it.
It was the actual bus number.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
for the district that this bus was, that was the actual number for this bus.
Because when they auction off buses, certain states have different bylaws, but a lot of states, they have to black out the school district and the bus number before it goes up for auction. And so the school can keep track of which bus is which. They write on the bus in a separate spot. So, you know, I purchased bus 0201. They know that that's the bus that I bought. So it's just a way for them to keep track.
Yeah, they basically use it for the auction number as well.
Wild man, thank you for the. We're almost finished. We're getting there, but it's definitely way more finished than it was. That's for sure. Falcon, it's a flat tire is what I was thinking. It's a low as the rim. Also, I know the genset, if the RPM starts going up and down like it's low fuel, it's okay.
Gotcha. You know what? I haven't looked to see if it actually does hang down lower than the rim. You may have a good point there. If so, yeah, he's going to scrape the bottom for sure. And there's honestly no fix for it at the moment. I mean, that's the size that genset was. So we custom built that door to the actual genset. But good eye if you spotted that. So we'll have to just make sure he's always got a good tire on front there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got new Michelin's on there. One of their higher quality tires, so hopefully that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Zep 2 is pretty low for wanting it mostly to be off the beaten path. I'm actually thinking about raising my entire bus for those specific reasons. So a lot of the BLM land that I enjoy, which is up north, Alaska, obviously, and Idaho and Montana when I stay in the lower 48, and when I'm in the south, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, it's typically pretty flat when you go to these boondocking areas. Like there are some rises in some, you know, areas that get a little wonky, but a lot of the times it's very wide open, and you don't have to worry too much about that. It's not like, you know, you're really going over divots a lot. And like I said, I have a tow car to check it out. Do you find that same thing?
Yeah, I don't have any problem. My bus is such a short wheelbase, and honestly though, my bus is as low as yours because I put a little skirting across the whole thing to keep it all one level because mine was kind of cut up for the storage boxes. But I've never drug it on anything. So
Jonas Varga, the recently added weight an issue. So before the underbay storage went on, and small things like the sliding barn door for the bathroom and this iMac or whatever, there's small, I know that adds up, but I was at 31,000 pounds with 200 gallons of fresh water and the diesel tank full. And I was at 31,000 pounds, and this bus has a 36,000 pound capacity. So I think we're going to be good. But yeah, I should take that by a cat scale when I get back on the road and everything's done. Ooh. Blue-eyed Sin White. How old is Wes, and is he single?
Well, I'm 20 years old and I am single. So send me an email.
Jago, that yellow and black over the windshield looks dope. Yeah, it's definitely starting to grow on me. It'll probably stay. Steve, how hard would it be to put a lift kit on your bus and lift it up 4 to 8 inches? So my initial reaction is that might be a little top heavy. What
It would for
What do you
sure, and
think?
this bus would definitely be top heavy. He'd have to put some beefy suspension, and then it would just be such a rough ride if you wanted to keep it upright around the corner. So it ain't worth it, but it would be very cool. I agree.
Doug, hey Wes, are you coming into Quartzsite?
Not sure yet. Not sure what our plans are. I got a meeting with Chris and I, and some other people have a meeting. Hopefully Monday or Tuesday. And that's going to kind of be the hinge point to determine what our future looks like for, Quartzsite and all that good stuff.
So basically, if they're willing to lease the building, probably stick around this area through the winter, because Arizona's cool, Skoolie and everything, but it is harder to get work done there. Where if you're set in one spot, especially with the building, it'll be a lot easier to get things figured out. Falcon's talking about the genset. You can mod the exhaust pipes and move the muffler. I did that. Yeah,
we're gonna have to do that.
Richard, leave the number. It's going to be like the 142, the Magic Bus. I certainly hope not, because he ended up dying in that bus. So it'll be like that. Like maybe people remember the number, but hopefully it doesn't come to fruition. There's John. What's up, John? The Beanie Boys.
It's true, right?
What's up, John? How's it going, bud? John has been very helpful to both Wes and I in terms of us figuring out how the hell to do business.
That's right.
So appreciate it, John.
Yep. Thanks so much.
American Nomad. You and Wes have me looking at Skoolies now. I definitely suggest Skoolies. Actually, the video is going on Tiny Home Tours. I need to jump off here eventually and post on Tiny Home Tours. The video going live today is a 4x4 7.3 diesel ambulance, and the dude did an amazing job. And all in, he's $13,000 on a 4x4 rig that looks amazing. So in between Skoolies and ambulances, the more ambulance videos I see and what people do with them, the more impressed I am. But in terms of, something this big with that much weight capacity, you can't beat a Skoolie. Connect to the 2000s. Finally made it to live. Thanks for joining. And we'll be on here for a little bit while longer. Like I said, I got a post on Tiny Home Tours. American Nomad, I'm looking at Bluebird Wonder Lodges. If you want to press the easy button and just refit that thing, for sure. Tony M, colors look great. Originally wasn't sure. Yeah, a lot of people were not sure, but for whatever reason, if I pulled over on I remember one time distinctly when I decided on black and white, pulled over to a rest area and I was walking Kobuk and I just looked at it and I just had it in my mind, like what it would look like with that black and white. And from then I kept kind of waving back and forth, but it just kind of stuck in my head, and I'm glad it turned out the way it did. It turned out awesome.
We almost went gray.
Almost went gray.
Gray and black.
When that primer was on there.
Yeah.
Rick, have you considered installing a diesel heater, Chinese, or S-bar? I have. Jim and Debbie actually installed theirs up in the front cab, and they put the little fuel tank up there, and it's very easy, pretty cool setup. But right now with what I have, it's fine. And typically I don't hang around in the cold. Like typically if I just kick that diesel heater on for 2 hours or so, I'm good to go. So I guess if it comes to that point, if I get stuck somewhere cold. Bud Sims, what happened to your project bus? Did you finish it? I assume that's the shorty. It's finished, and a videographer is filming tiny homes in it right now. So that is working, and I got another one in Arizona we need to pick up and convert that one as well and get another videographer in that. Some days here, your spot's still open here in the South. Thank you very much. Steve, is there a website showing all the Skoolie events through this year? If so, what is it? Where do you find yours?
Just Facebook bus pages. Basically, people are always posting on those, but I don't know of any one place you can just see every event going on in the U.S.
Yeah, Skoolie Palooza on Facebook is, one where a lot of people, I believe they post other stuff on there too, like other than Skoolie Palooza.
Yeah, if there's like little tiny home festival and stuff like that, usually people post that stuff.
American Nomad, I found a Wonder Lodge that only has 12,000 miles on a new drivetrain. It's been stripped out and only has a 12-volt fridge and a wood stove. That would have been awesome to start my bus with, that's for sure. It's a lot of work, especially if you want something, with higher ceilings and a good drivetrain. If you found that, I would snatch that up because it's probably not going to last very long.
Yeah. Those Wonder Loungers are pretty cool.
Jim Frozen, have a great Xmas. I got to go plow snow side job. Thanks for watching, bud. Stay warm out there. Thanks for the kind words. Sorry if I say this wrong. Saren?
Saren Wolf, maybe?
Saren Wolf?
Yep.
Thanks for watching. I'm thinking about putting solar on the roof. I'll make my mind up while in Quartzsite. Yeah, there's a couple shops there that will install that for you. And also Nomad Gatherings where you can, like, they'll do group work projects. You can probably get that done too.
Yeah.
White was the right choice. Also, white has the highest resale value. Yeah, I will never sell this thing. Can you imagine selling your bus? Depends.
Someone give me enough money for it. I'd love to build a. So any of you looking or looking for a bus, give me enough money for it. I might sell it, and I want to build a really cool vintage 4x4 van.
Yeah, we were just talking yesterday and the day before because Zeppelin, the original camper van I had, Brad's going to drive that down from Alaska, and talked about lifting it, putting a 4x4 in it, and putting a little 4BT diesel in it. Just make it an awesome little van.
Now, granted, I'm not ready to sell anytime soon. I've still got to live in it for a while till we get some stuff sorted. So,
Jago's doing a custom paint job on his. So we're gonna answer a couple more questions and jump off here because I got to post that video and we got to get to work on that roof raise.
Yeah.
Marcus, have you heard of a solid state batteries? It's been in development for some time. Toyota seems to be leading the charge and might be released in vehicles in 2021. I have not. Have you heard anything about that?
Nah, I really don't follow up too much on that stuff.
If you want to get the latest on that, hit up Broccoli Bus 6 on Instagram. Aaron is one of the most intelligent guys I've ever met, and he's the one that sold my solar system. And ask him any question about anything, and he has information on it. So I would hit him up. So we'll do 2 more questions. Do you have a DPF filter on your bus?
I don't even know what that is.
Diesel particulate filter?
Probably. Sure.
American Nomad, I have to sell. My Snap-on truck just got broken into 2 nights ago. That sucks.
Yeah.
Hopefully, man, it must have been bad if you have to sell it. That means they probably totaled it, vandalized it, I'm guessing. Hopefully you get that figured out. That sucks. Sorry to hear that.
It's a pretty cool truck too.
Marcus, not long before it ends up in Skoolies. Yeah, if there's good batteries, they're going to be thrown in here. Never sell mine. 118K runs perfect.
Never say never.
Never say never. Darlene, no, we have not heard anything about Quartzsite. We're still not even sure if that's in the plans. Bud Sims, you don't build these buses to sell them. Most people don't want to pay what you have in it. Absolutely true.
Yep.
So we'll end with great video here. Falcon, you did a very good job. Some things I don't like, but I have been here from the start over the videos with the black vans, so I've been around a long time. Yeah, absolutely. I remember you commenting all the time, but that's the thing with builds. Everybody has their own unique way of doing it and the way it works. Like I know a lot of people wouldn't dedicate about 20% of their bus to office area, but
right.
I mean, I work online and I love it. So great video. Would you recommend buying a Class A RV? Would you?
Every day. Get out there and do it right now.
Well,
no, I would recommend it for sure.
If you want to press the easy button and get something that's done and ready and just get on the road and figure out if you like it, absolutely. If you're looking for something to travel full time in for the long term, I probably wouldn't do it. I mean, I had one for 3 or 4 years, and just built like the build quality compared to this bus. You can't compare the two. And yeah, it's good to get on the road and travel and see stuff. But if you're wanting to do it for a long time, I would not do it.
Yeah, just absolutely depends on the usage you plan to use it for. It's great for weekends and stuff like that.
Okay, one more last question. Buffalo Bill, how much diesel fuel do you use in a typical month? So over the last month for me, I have used about 6 gallons, and that goes to the heater.
Yeah, absolutely. Just depends on how much we're driving.
Sometimes, like when I was in Montana for a summer, I was basically just bouncing from spot to spot, and I used 1 tank of gas or diesel in about 2.5 months. And, you know, sometimes if I have to get from California back to Indiana, I'll go through 3 tanks getting back home. It just all depends on where you're traveling. So we're going to try and do these every Saturday, guys. We'll really try this time. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. Oh, there might be another build video by then. Not too sure. Depends on how this roof raise goes and if we want to take a couple days off. But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody, and catch you later.